Hi everyone, this is math lesson 147, and this math lesson is for Wednesday, April 22nd, okay? So this is math lesson 147, Wednesday, April 22nd. Okay, so go ahead and get your math paper out, and for this paper, you're also going to need your ruler, so get your ruler out also. All right, so if you look at section 1 of your math paper there, you'll see that there are 4 clocks at the top. There's a lemon, a flower, another flower, and a lime, okay? And each of those clocks are set to different times. So you're going to need to read the clocks and figure out what time they say, and then you're going to draw the lines from the clocks to the corresponding time in the middle. See, the lemon one is already done for you. The lemon clock, the yellow clock there, the hour hand's on the 8 and the minute hand is on the 1, or we know that that's actually 5. So remember, the hour hand is oh so short and the minute hand is oh so long. Now, when we are telling time, we always look at the hour first. So you read you look at the shorthand, which is the hour hand, and you see what number it's pointing to. In this case, it's pointing to the 8. And then you go to the minute hand, and the minute hand is pointed at the 1, but we know when we are telling time, we count by fives. So it's 8:05, and they drew the line from the clock to the time in the middle that says 8:05, okay? So you have 3 more clocks that you're going to need to match the correct times to. Now, second section, you'll see the little birdie there, and you'll see 2 different measurements. You'll see one that says 4, then it has a little quotation mark next to it. That represents inches. So they want you to measure a line that is 4 inches long. So get your ruler out and make sure you line the black line up with the first line, the first black line you see here on your ruler. You're going to draw over to number 4 and stop. Okay, for 4 inches. Then the bottom one says 8 centimeters. So we need to flip our ruler over to the centimeter side. And once again, you're going to line up that first line on the paper there with the first line on the centimeter side on the ruler. Okay, and you're going to draw your line over to the eighth number on the centimeter side and make that line. Okay, and then the third section, sorry, Miss Williams is a little tongue-tied today. I apologize. The third section, there are 5 different math problems, and you're going to, the directions, they write the sum. Now, what is a sum? Remember, we've gone over this many times. The sum is the answer to an addition problem. Can you say that with me? A sum is the answer to an addition problem. Very good. So you're going to need to add those numbers together. Remember, when we're adding the double digit or even triple digit numbers together, we always start on the right side or on the ones place. We start on the right side so that we can get the right answer. Don't start in the tens place on the left side. You always start on the right side so you can get the right answer. Don't forget that. Now, if you go to the back side of your paper, that's where we're going to kind of focus right now. At the top, you'll see boxes A through F, and I'm going to read some math problems to you, and you're going to need to fill in the correct answers, okay? Are you ready? Here we go. Box A, 4 plus 8. 4 plus 8. Okay, box B, 11 minus 4. 11 minus 4. It's box B. Okay, box C, 10 minus 5. 10 minus 5. Okay, box D, 12 minus 9. 12 minus 9. Now box E and F are each going to have 3 different numbers. So you're going to have to pay very close attention to these last 2 problems here, okay? All right, here's box E. 7 minus 3 plus 6. 7 minus 3 plus 6. And box F, 2 plus 9 minus 4. 2 plus 9 minus 4. Okay, so let me repeat those one more time. Box A is 4 plus 8. 4 plus 8. Box B, 11 minus 7. 11 minus 7. Box C, 10 minus 5. 10 minus 5. Box D, 12 minus 9. 12 minus 9. Box E, 7 minus 3 plus 6. 7 minus 3 plus 6. And box F, 2 plus 9 minus 4. 2 plus 9 minus 4. Okay, very good. Now, let's move on to section 2 of this side here. Now, in lessons past, when dealing with story problems, you've had to figure out the different parts of the story problem that were not necessary, that we did not need. So we're kind of doing the same thing today. So first of all, what we should do is we should read through our story problem to kind of get an idea of the different people or things that are mentioned in our story problem, okay? So let's go ahead. I'm going to read it to you, and if you'd like to read along with me, you can. I'd actually like that very much if you read along with me. Okay, here we go. And let's begin. Mrs. Robin laid 4 eggs. Mrs. Sparrow laid 5 eggs. And Mrs. Dove laid 2 eggs. How many eggs did both Mrs. Robin and Mrs. Sparrow lay? Okay, so when we're looking at a story problem, the end of the story problem is going to tell us what we need to do and the different numbers and characters that are going to be needed for the story problem. Okay, so let's look at the last sentence where it starts with how. Do you see it there on your paper? How. That's where we're going to start. Okay, it says, how many eggs did both Mrs. Robin and Mrs. Sparrow lay? Okay, so who are the two birds in this story problem that we need to know about? The correct answer would be Mrs. Robin and Mrs. Sparrow. Okay, so those are the 2 characters that we're focusing on for this story problem. Okay, now if you go to the next little section underneath section 2 there, it says mark the circle under the fact that was not needed. Okay, so which bird or which character was not needed in the story problem? Well, let's go back and let's figure that out. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning here. Mrs. Robin laid 4 eggs, Mrs. Sparrow laid 5 eggs, and Mrs. Dove laid 2 eggs. Okay, so which one was not needed? Because remember, the question is, how many eggs did Mrs. Robin and Mrs. Sparrow lay? So which bird was not needed, or which character was not needed? The correct answer is Mrs. Dove and her 2 eggs. Okay, that was a character that was not needed. Now the next question, it says mark the circle under the combination and the answer. Okay, so look at that last sentence again at the top. How many eggs did both Mrs. Robin and Mrs. Sparrow lay? So for that, we need to go back to the beginning. Mrs. Robin laid 4 eggs. Mrs. Sparrow laid 5 eggs. So 4 plus 5 equals 9. So that's our problem that we're going to look for. We're going to look for the combination 4 plus 5 equals 9. Do you see it there on your paper? Okay, fill in the circle underneath it. Okay, now the last thing we're going to focus on today is section 3. And it's dealing with greater than and less than. And I have my little paper here. Here we go. So we have our greater than sign and our less than sign. Okay, greater than, less than. Okay, so if you look at the first box there, the purple box, you see the number 32. Then it has the less than sign. It has the less than sign pointing to an empty box. So you're going to need to fill in a number that is larger than 32. So what number could you put there that is more than 32? Well, you could put 33, 34, 35, 50. Anything past 32 is more than 32 because the sign that they have there is less than. So let me see. I'm going to get a card here and I'm going to show you. So we have 32, and that's what your paper looks like. So I'm just going to write the number 50. See, 32 is less than 50 because remember, the bigger side is always pointing to the larger number, okay? The bigger side is always pointing to the larger number because remember, back many lessons ago with the dinosaur likes to eat the larger numbers, okay? So 32 is less than 50. All right, now the next one they have, I'll do the last one with you, or the next one with you, which is the green box. You have the number 100, and you'll see the greater than sign. 100 is greater than, okay? So we're going to put a number next to it that is smaller than 100. So let's see here. I'm going to put 25. 100 is greater than 25, okay? Because see, the bigger side is pointing to the larger number. So you need to do the same thing for the other boxes there. You're going to either need to fill in a number that is greater or less than. All right, so if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be happy to help you. Hope you have a great day. See you later.